My name's David, and this is my math equation video. So these are the rules to the Blaster game that we played. So the first one is Blast, which is the same shape like X or 1, -1 or -X, but different colors, which is negative and positive, will blast away. Takeaway is when the same tiles on different tables take away. Move across is move any tile or X, which means X or 1 to the other table, but you must flip the tile over, which means change it between positive and negative. And big flip, which is where you flip all the values over, so anything positive turns to a negative, and anything negative turns to a positive. And then splitting, so splitting is when you have a number like -3x, which is basically -3 times x, and you got to move the -3 over to the other side so you can isolate the x. And then cloning is when you have a number and it's multiplied by a set of numbers inside of parentheses, and you have to multiply or clone that amount by the amount outside. You have to multiply all the things inside the parentheses by the number outside the parentheses. And if the number outside the parentheses is a negative sign, then you multiply everything by negative. So if there's a 3 inside, it turns to a -3. And yeah, so the variable representation that I did was, so X is just a basket, -X is LeBron yelling at J.R. Smith, 1 is a basketball shoe, and -1 is Jordan crying. So the first equation is 4x plus 8 equals 2x minus 4, and there's the representation there. So first, what you have to do, if you have to move across the x's on the right side and move it to the left side, because that's where x is going to be, and on the numbers on the right side, so that would basically equal to 4x minus 2x equals -4 minus -4 minus 8. So that would, and then now you have to simplify it, so that would equal 2x equal -12. So that would be very easy to solve. And then next step, you have to split it. So back here, it's 2x, so you have to move it over there. So it's just because it's a 2, so it should be positive, doesn't mean it turns into a negative sign, like -12 divided by -2. So it's basically 2x is 2 times x, so it's multiplication. So when you move it, when you split it and move it over to the right side, it's divided by. So that would equal to -12 divided by 2, which is -6, and that's the answer to the first equation. And then the second equation that I chose was 2x minus 3 parentheses x plus 2 equals 2x plus 1. So first, you always have to do the parentheses first, because it's PEMDAS, it's the rule. Parentheses always goes first. So first, you got to clone the numbers. So right here, it's -3. So you have to clone that. So that would be -3x. And then a negative and a positive is a negative. So -3 times times just 2. That would equal to -6. So the equation now that we have is 2x minus 3x minus 6 equals 2x plus 1. And now what you're going to do is you're going to simplify as much as you can without moving anything, which is -x minus 6 equals 2x minus 1. And now you're going to move across the numbers and the variables so they're on their right side. So 2x, you move it across, that's minus 2x, since 2x is still one number and we don't have to split it yet. And then -6, move it to the other side, that'll just be a +6. So the equation now is -x minus 2x equals 1 plus 6. Then you simplify it, which is -3x equals 7, which is way easier to solve than whatever this is. So you now all you have to do is just split it, and -3, when you move it over here, when you split it, it's the same, because as I said, it's multiplication because it's negative 3 times x. So when you move it over here, the negative, it doesn't change, but the multiplication and division, that does. So when you move it over here, it'll be 7 divided by negative 3, and that, it's not a number, it's not a whole number, and since fractions are more valued than decimals, then we'll put it in fraction form. So basically, x would equal to negative 7 over 3, and that's my video.